The UN has expressed alarm over the reports of civilians killed in Gaza following Israeli airstrikes over the weekend. Spokesperson Stephanie Gerardsik reiterated the organization's condemnation of all civilian deaths while welcoming the partial reopening of the Rafah crossing to allow medical evacuations into Egypt. The UN is urging greater humanitarian access and stressing the need for civilians to move safely in and out of Gaza as the crisis deepens. Officials say the situation underscores the urgent need for international cooperation to protect vulnerable populations caught in the conflict.
How are you? All right, just as a reminder, we welcome the reopening of the Rafah crossing. As we have said before, civilians must be allowed to leave and return voluntarily and safely, as international law requires. Ultimately, essential humanitarian supplies must enter in sufficient quantities and with fewer restrictions through Rafah and all other crossings. Also today, WHO supported medical evacuations efforts from Gaza and The limited reopening of the crossing allowed some patients and companions to exit directly into Egypt, while others transited through the Israeli-controlled Karim Abu Salam crossing. The World Health Organization tells us that the last medical evacuation through Rafah dates back to May of 2024. And over the weekend, the UN system, including our colleagues from OCHA, UNDP, and the Department of Safety and Security, undertook an advance mission to assess road conditions, and the World Health Organization carried out technical missions to examine the compound area and access roads to ensure appropriate and dignified conditions. OCHA, together with several UN entities and NGO partners, has set up a reception area in the Nasser Hospital in Khan Yunis. We also saw the reports of the violence over the weekend, and we're very concerned about the killing of civilians in Israeli airstrikes, and as again, we condemn all killings of civilians.
Doesn't worth a separate statement for killing 31 Palestinians?
Look, I think we have been very vocal, and I was just very vocal on condemning the killing of the Palestinians that we've seen in Gaza during the duration, it's a long time, frankly.
So killing 2 or 31 is just...
I think I've answered you. You may analyze and criticize this statement, but I think I've answered your question.
Okay, my second question. Today, Médecins Sans Frontières had been banned completely from Gaza and the West Bank. Do you have any reaction to that?
I had not seen that report. Obviously, I think the Secretary General expressed his concern about 10 days ago at the push by the Israeli authorities to ban a number of international NGOs. Organizations like MSF and others are critical to the UN's humanitarian operation. We work with them hand in hand, and it is difficult to imagine us being able to do all the work we need to do without organizations like them.
Last, today also, UNRWA lowered the working hours from 37.5 to 30 and cutting down the salaries 20%. Any reaction to that also?
Well, it's not so much a reaction. As you know, UNRWA is facing extremely difficult financial situation. They're not getting the financial resources they need. Philippe Lazzarini cannot print money, right? He cannot create money out of nothing. So what are the options? Laying people off completely, depriving them of livelihoods, depriving those people that they work to support, or trying to trim working hours and salaries. It is not a good solution, but it is a better solution than than letting these employees go or not letting them do their work. I think Philippe, backed by the SG, has been extremely vocal in trying to get more resources from UNRWA, but he can only go to the bank with the money he has. He can't create money out of nothing. How are you? All right, just as a reminder, we welcome the reopening of the Rafah crossing. As we have said before,
Well, coming to Eastern Europe, NATO chief Mark Rutte